Welcome back to Quasi Bowl TV. Thank you so very much for joining myself and Baz for another edition, another conversation. Today we're just going to be talking about a few transfers conversations that are just popped up. And then, towards the end, we're going to try to minimize verts. Everybody's been talking about verts, but it will happen when it happens. So we'll keep that to a low. But there's more other things that are happening that I think we should talk about. So I have my man Baz with me. So Baz, man, how you doing, brother? How's everything going with you?
Yeah, big up Quasi, man. Big up the chat as well. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. Just relaxing, just chilling, enjoying the weekend. Yeah, just chilling, really.
Yes, sir. We got Ali in the building. Well, go on, Ali. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. You have a great weekend. Yeah, man. It's been a very, you had a good weekend or what? I mean, yesterday I told you what was going to happen, right? Before we continue with the LFC stuff, let's chop it up. I told Baz, I know who's going to win. And then what happened, Baz? What happened? Tell us how happened to your team, man. What happened to your team yesterday?
My team?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Are you going to act like you didn't watch the Champions League right now, Baz?
I don't know what you're talking about. No, look, to be fair, yeah, I got it wrong. But to be honest with you, I think it was more wishful thinking.
Yes.
I wanted to see Inter Milan win it, like it's the year the underdogs. But look, PSG outclassed them from the first whistle to the end, and they finally deserved it. And when you look at how they've played this season in the Champions League, and to be fair, in their country as well, in France, they're the best team in Europe. And you know what I mean, you just got to give them their props. And that Doué, man, I tell you what, it's going to be something special. Man.
It's going to be special. No, I mean, at the big as I said yesterday, when everybody asked me who is going to win the Champions League, I said Liverpool was the best team at the time. The dark horse was Inter. And this is the power. Guys, we will talk about Liverpool, but let's talk about football right now. Inter had a plan from day one, right? And shout out to Gary, shout out to Ali who are in the building, and everybody who's in the building, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. And before I even start anything, Baz, I need to thank people in the chat, and thank everybody that came in yesterday and who subscribed afterwards. We have so many subscribers afterwards. I think we had an extra 14 subscribers. So thank you so much. You guys are getting me very, very close to the 500 mark, which is very essential in the YouTube world. So please, thank you. Much respect for all of you guys who are now part of the community. Please hit the like button. Talk with us, have a conversation. Don't just let it be Baz and myself. This is a community channel, so let's make it as such. But back to what I was saying, Inter at the beginning of the Champions League, Baz, they had a plan, and that was strong defense. That's how they beat Arsenal. And then when it came to the semifinals, they changed the style of play. They decided to go more attack. And that's why Barcelona was banging them those goals. Barcelona scored 6 goals on them. And then they come to Champions League. Let's be honest, PSG is not that offensively strong like Barcelona. And they give you five chicken piece nugget in the Champions League final. At 2 or 3, you go back to what you know, and that's hit, sit back and try to hit them on a counter attack and at least score 1 goal and then trying to muddy it up. They didn't do nothing, brother. And this is the power. I talked about football, and I don't know if, you said you are not on social media. I said football is two-sided, but it's offensive and defensive. Even somebody's like, what about midfield? Guess what? In the midfield is defensive midfield and offensive midfield. Even the creative part of the midfield is whether attacking or defensive. a lot of people, all these so-called tacticals who know football and who know this, who knows that, use these buzzwords for you to be like, wow, football is simple when you play well. And we need to start putting respect in Enrique's name. And personally, this is a very unpopular opinion or popular. Baz, I think Enrique is in the same level as Pep and Klopp.
Yeah. Look, that was a very controlled, dominating performance, and when you look at what he came to, all these big boy players and stuff like that, and he just said, "Nah, you know what? This ain't me. Let me just get these young, promising players and build a world-class team, with them." And he's had issues over there and stuff, but what he's got now is a brilliant team that he, obviously with the ownership have built. And they've won everything over there, haven't they, in France? And now they've just gone and won the European Cup. And you definitely have to put a lot of respect on this guy's name. Yes, people might say, well, they've got money and stuff like that, and yeah, fine, money does make the world go around, doesn't it, really? But he's resisted a temptation to go buy huge egoed players and stuff like that, and he's just built a team that's just very, very not functional, but but classy.
Yes,
I think they're just going to get better. They're very, very young.
Yeah. No, you're right. They have the money to keep him in terms of wages.
His name, he's definitely.
Go ahead, Baz.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
sorry.
And if someone does become available, that is, like a. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. People, can you guys hear Baz?
Yeah, I'm just saying that, if they've got money, they've got money, and if anything they need any players, in the future.
Yeah, I think your thing is kind of in and out, Baz. So
yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now.
I'll tell you what,
Okay, yeah, come back in. Yeah, man, PSG, this is the thing. Enrique is a very, very good coach. And I don't know what happened with him and Barcelona, but he won a lot of Barcelona. Okay, no problem, Baz. He won a lot of Barcelona. He did very well in Barcelona. And then he has gone to PSG. Of course, it's easy for him to win in Ligue 1. But what he has done, he's basically going to make Dembele a Ballon d'Or winner. Do you guys remember this is the same Dembele who left Dortmund and went to Barcelona, and every week he was injured? They say he was not taking training seriously. He was always injured. He, like poor dieting. They sold him to PSG. And even at PSG, he started, and maybe when he got married, the maturity kicked in, and then he started taking his faith seriously and then taking himself seriously. And Dembele is out here defending, running back and forth. Like, he is actually playing really, really, really well. Like, he's not focusing on the attacking side, just attack, getting the ball and dribbling like he used to when he was in Barcelona or even Dortmund. Now he's more of a team player, and this year has been his year. He is a full contender to win the Ballon d'Or. He's top 3 for me. Is Dembele, Salah, and what's his name, Rafinha. And right now it looks like he's gonna win it. He won the treble. He scored a lot of goals, and I mean, we have to commend Enrique for that. Enrique built a team. He didn't do it with a superstar. And he told Mbappe, you will win a Champions League here and a Ballon d'Or here if you stay here. And he even said, we will be better when you leave. And guess what? They've been better since they left. PSG has had superstars. They have had who? Di Maria, Ibra, Beckham, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. The list go on and on and on, and none of them came even close. The last Champions League final, Bayern totally dominated them. Yeah, the score was 1-0, I think it was, but still they had no chance from day one. And this manager has built a team that is the most balanced team since January. Since January, they've been the most balanced team, and look what they've done. Look what they've done. And Enrique is at, if we're talking about Pep and Klopp, when Klopp was managing, Enrique is there with them. And I was talking to an Arsenal fan, a Man U fan yesterday, and I was like, why didn't you guys go after Enrique? Because guess what? Enrique knows how to build. People had a misconception that he just works with superstars. That's not true. He knows how to build. Remember, he came from the Barcelona style of football where they work with young kids and build them up. That's exactly what he has done in PSG. And if Manchester United, when they were looking for a coach, instead of going for Erik ten Hag, they should have gone to this guy, and they would have saved a lot of money. Yes, PSG have spent money, but they needed to build because of what happened with Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. And they made it clear, we are not doing the superstar thing anymore. They just bought players, but they bought them at a premium. They bought those players at a premium. So for me, Enrique gets a lot of the credit. And yes, oh man, his daughter that passed away in 2019 was so sad at such a young age. But we have to give him his kudos, man. Enrique has done very, 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 very well. And personally, he is on par with Pep. Yes, everybody knows Pep is Pep, but this guy has also won the Euro with Spain, right, Baz?
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. So he's done something that Pep hasn't done, and that's win with the national team.
Yeah, 100%. You could.
And
by the way, you can hear me well, yeah?
Yeah, we hear you very well. And Truden is also saying he has won 2 trebles. That's facts. Barcelona and PSG. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, football is simple, people. That's all I wanted to say. And yeah, Baz, I just want to stick it in there. I told you it was going to be PSG, but you said no, Inter. You guys. And Hakimi, it's also a very good. I think right now he's the best right back in the world. He's
Frimpong is.
Frimpong will take it from him. But right now, we're just gonna give it to Hakimi. Shout out for him winning the Champions League.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think this PSG team, man, they, it's the first time they've won it. In their history.
So it's special.
Exactly, and like what 5-0, 5-0, man. Crazy. It just looks like
it's crazy.
They've got the money to match, haven't they? They can keep their players on big contracts and stuff like that. They can always improve, and on their team, like in terms of personnel and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's one of those desirable places to play. What I mean by that is the city is good. It's a lovely place to be. And they've got the good sponsorships. They've got everything, and I just think that this could be a start of some kind of not dominance, but a good Champions League team.
Yeah, I agree.
All in tune. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
obviously, when we get back next season, hopefully we can stuff them off and just remind them about heritage.
Heritage, yep. and the funny thing is, Arne Slot, he used to talk about Forest after we lost to Forest. He backed him towards the whole season until he played PSG, and you could tell the team that Arne Slot is trying to build right now is based on how PSG is playing. He's bringing in people who are hard workers, right? Wirtz, everybody talking about Wirtz. Wirtz is not just a flat player. He works his socks off. This guy is a pressing demon. We know what Frimpong brings. We already know what Kerkez brings. So I know I had a conversation with Jerry, James, and G on End Show, and I was like, I think football is changing again. We're gonna be seeing everybody's gonna start moving away from the Pep Guardiola and Klopp football style, right? To either you're gonna be on Hansi Flick side, where you just like, I'm gonna win a game 6-5. Right? Attack, or you're gonna go to the Enrique side, which is a balanced team that the game might not be how they call it, might not be exciting, but you're gonna see a very good football, like basic football. Yeah, so let's move on to the transfers, the thing that people are here for. The number one on the docket, brother. This is who everybody's talking about right now. I believe it was it Kabak who mentioned that Kelleher is going to Bournemouth. But right now, something also that I want to share. Oh, okay. Something that I want to share real quick. This is what Fabricio is saying, people. Are you still there, Baz? Is your internet acting up? I would like to share something real quick to go by what is going on, people. Hit the like button, people.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So, this is what's going on right now. Fabricio is saying that Kelleher to Brentford, here we go. Deal done for the goalkeeper to join from Liverpool on an 80 million package fee, add-on included. Mark Flecken will leave Brentford and join Bayern Leverkusen for 10 million. So this has been like an NBA style of merry-go-round transfer thing where 2 or 3 teams will work together to have, they call it trade, right? They will have a trade, but they will have one player from here go to another club, and a ball club. And we knew that they needed a goalkeeper. At first, rumors was Erik ten Hag was trying to get Onana to go to Bayern, and I said if Onana had gone to Bayern, Erik ten Hag would have gotten fired. But apparently, they've getting Mark Flecken to go to Leverkusen instead. Flecken is pretty good, but I guess Brentford is trying to aim for Europe next year. They have a very good coach. What does it mean for the attacking? Is Mbeumo staying? Is Mbeumo leaving? Because he's a big factor on their team. And rumors are saying that they might bring they're trying to get some big signings on the attacking side. But right now, Kelleher is going to Brentford. And okay, got you, Baz. No problem, sir. No problem. I know I will see you in the chat. So Kelleher is going to Brentford. We knew, everybody in Liverpool knew this goalkeeper deserved to be a number one goalkeeper for somebody. The only problem he has right now is he is behind the world best goalkeeper, and that is Alisson. So, but I'm not sad at all. I mean, I am sad that he's leaving, but at the same time, I'm really, really happy for him because this I don't even think he's going to last in Brentford. I think he might end up in the top 4 club somewhere. I'm surprised Spurs didn't come for him. Spurs, you are going to Champions League. You need a goalkeeper like Kelleher, and you guys did not spend the money on him. Brentford has struck a goal. They're going to make more money on him. The next time they sell him, they're probably going to sell him for 30 million, and they're going to make more money on him. And Liverpool with the 18 million plus add-ons, I'm thinking it's probably going to be it's going to be more. It's going to be more probably in the 20-something millions. I know probably closer to the 30s, right? I think it's going to get closer to the 30. So yeah, Kelleher to Brentford. Ben, what do you guys think, man? Do you guys think it's a good deal? What do you guys think? Should we have kept him? But this goalkeeper has always been a number one goalkeeper for another club. It's just that he's behind Alisson. So I think that for Liverpool, this is a lot of money coming to for a number two goalkeeper to go someplace else. I was hoping we get 30, but I think they're saying with the add-ons, we're gonna get closer to the 30. We're gonna get closer to the 30. Let's see what the people are saying. He said Konate might be tempted to join them now. They are champion of Europe. Bro, truly, if Konate does not sign a new contract, I'm gonna sell him to PSG. There's no way I'm letting him go to Madrid for free. No. We're not doing that anymore. PSG come with the money, 60-something million, close to 75. We can make a deal. Yeah, Kaba say, Kwesi taught on Bayern wanting both Javi and Joel VVQ in the deal for Vert. I mean, that was some of the stuff that we talked about. There's been that they want somebody to come there because they've lost quite a bit of players. They need a center back. They need a goalkeeper. As you can hear, Brentford's goalkeeper is going over there. They're going to lose Vert, so they need some form of an attacking threat, which I believe Elliott is. As long as Elliott keeps playing more games, he becomes more creative. So I'm thinking that's a good deal. I think Liverpool, why not? All of you guys have said that you think Kwanzaa is moving on. You think Gomez is moving on. I will think that's a good deal. And I think that's one of the reasons why this thing is taking too long, because Elliott and Kwanzaa have to agree to this. They cannot just go, right? And I will be surprised that Liverpool do a buyback. Liverpool, we are good to doing that. We are good doing buyback. So I won't be surprised. So that one, yeah, I think it will be a good deal to send them there because I want them to play in Germany. The next league that I want them to play will be in La Liga, because there's nothing they can learn in the EPL. At least Kwanzaa can go to Italy and learn the defensive style of game, because we know Italians are very good in defense. But Kwanzaa and Elliott playing in the English pyramid does not help him, because, bro, you don't learn anything. Look at KDB. When he left Chelsea, he went to Germany, and then now look at him. I can see that in Elliott. That's why I think there's going to be a buyback for Elliott, for sure. There will be a buyback for Elliott. When Hakimi went up, Dembele filled it on the right. Yeah, man, they were killing them on that side, man. They were killing them. Sell Jota and Diaz, sign Williams, and take it. Baz, are you there? So he said sell Jota and Diaz and get Ekiteke. I mean, Ekiteke cannot be our main guy. I don't mind him coming, but I don't think he's fully ready to take over. But I think Ekiteke he's an up and coming superstar. Remember, he's been there for 1 year. We can't just bring some. That's like bringing Núñez, doing the whole Núñez thing again. He is a better player than Núñez for sure. The real UCL finals with LFC. True that. I think Kerkez will be the next announcement, Baz. I mean, we already said that, and we will talk about that one for sure. Big up to Mandem in the building. People, please hit the like button. Thank you so much for joining us. And Emily Heskey, big up yourself, man. Thank you for joining us. He said it's not 100% true that it's based on how PSG play. He is combining his style with an old school club style. The old school clubs, you know what? You are not fully wrong, because I was thinking about it yesterday. I think I mentioned it to Baz in the green room. Klopp in Dortmund was very simple in his football. Very, very simple. It was instruction. Every position had what they needed to do. It was simple. That's why he was so good over there. But when he came to Liverpool, all of a sudden he became a calculus teacher. He was like a what they call a biophysio, this manager where, you know what I mean? Same thing with Pep. Pep in Barcelona was just the tiki-taka, which is basically football from the great what's his name? The guy from Ajax who brought so-called tiki-taka to Barcelona. Johan Cruyff.
Johan Cruyff.
Yeah. That's exactly what Barcelona. It was tiki-taka, and if you know Liverpool, we used to call it pass and move. Right? Whatever Barcelona was doing that people call it tiki-taka. Oh my God, Pep has created. No, it's actually Johan Cruyff took it from the Liverpool back in the days, in the 80s, which was called pass and move, and then he also rebranded it, and it was simple. You just need players who have a little bit of high IQ, know how to move without the ball. But then Pep and Klopp comes to City and Liverpool, and they become these biophysics teachers, and football becomes very complicated. It took players a long time for them to adjust to them. But Enrique has simplified. That's why I like Arne Slot so much, because that's exactly what he did. He simplified it for everybody. We slowed it down, right? So yes, PSG, they just have to work hard, and they did. And look at Dembele now, Ballon d'Or contender. Baz, what do you say about what Emily's saying? Emil.
Yeah. I mean, look, I agree. Sorry, just go back into it. Look, at the end of the day,
yeah,
you know what you just said there. And look, obviously, we were talking about it off air.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's become, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, really. And I think when you look at some of the teams, like look at Nottingham Forest, for example, this season.
Yeah,
they had it nearly got them into Champions League. You know, I mean, nearly is not it, but the fact that they had a simple way, just soak up and hit on a counter attack, and bam, you're winning games. People do overcomplicate things for real.
Yeah,
they want to make it difficult and stuff like that. And there are players that that have brilliant IQs that can do different jobs and different things. And I think that's why when you look at Pep and Klopp, I mean, like when we look at Klopp's team, all those guys were hard workers in the midfield, but they can play offensively as well. When you look at Wijnaldum, for example, he was very, very, he was like a Rottweiler with a leash. But if you let him go wandering, he could still do a job there as well.
Right.
And I think, but things do evolve in time, innit, really. But what it is managers have different ideas, and like you said, it's just like biochemistry, really.
Yeah, it was too complicated. It took players a long time. But Scotty, big up yourself. Also, Justin, Olise, big up yourself for joining us. Thank you so much. What do you think about Pep joining City? We were told he's not a good manager, but yet another Pep says that, bro, you are good. Come to my team. What do you think about that one?
I don't know about this one, to be fair. I mean, obviously, I know that he's going to be joining them, but has their assistant actually gone?
Yeah, they lost one of the assistants.
What, the main assistant?
The main assistant is gone. Yeah, number 2 is gone. So he's going to be a number 2.
Look, all I will say with this with Pep, I mean, people have they're very split with things with him, especially when it came to his book and stuff like that. Look, I can only look at it and think he was successful at Liverpool.
Yeah,
he was successful at Liverpool. Obviously, he went to try a different thing. If anyone's read his book, he did say in his book that he wouldn't manage. He wouldn't play under another manager except Klopp.
Yeah.
Now he's obviously gone somewhere and he's not done that well, and I think he needs a.
Do you think he's trying to stick it to the Liverpool fans who?
Yeah, and he's basically now going into going into. Can you guys hear?
It's cutting in and out again. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, the man said he was never gonna manage in England again under anybody or even under any manager. He wanted to be the number one. Hence the reason why he went to Red Bull. But now he's back and he's under Pep in England while Liverpool is in ascendancy.
Oh, God, internet.
Can you hear me, Baz?
It's messed up again.
It's messing again? Yeah, Pep is a good coach. Yes, he is. He is actually a good coach. I don't know why people kept bagging on him. Maybe he's not a number one coach, but he is pretty good as an assistant coach. Baz will come back. Yeah, football goes in circles, yes. And right now, maybe we're going back to the traditional way because we have lost a lot of positions like striker position based on people trying to play the false nine style of football, right? So maybe we're going back to the old school ways of football. MK2 is saying he could be sour that LFC didn't promote him after club. He said he was, maybe he is. Maybe he is. Can you imagine if they win the league? Oh my God. Fullback's gonna invert so hard they will end up back in the normal position. I don't know. I think fullbacks are just gonna be back to overlap position where they're just gonna be bombing on the side rather than going inside, trying to be creative and all kind of stuff. Big up yourself, Craig. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. People, please hit the like button. What's on the next docket? Let's go. Who is next? So, word on the street, right? Well, Mandem saying that this transfer is basically very, 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 very close. Liverpool apparently are very close in agreeing in a fee. I think it's about 40 million right now. Remember, we wanted to give him between 35 and 38, and I said they wanted between 45 and 50, right? So it seems like there is an agreement coming up. What's they say? The Bournemouth left back has completed his move to Anfield, enhancing that. Yeah, that's why some people are already saying that, but I don't think it's completed yet. But what it is that, and it's very, very close to there's an agreement is very, very close that the price, the amount that Liverpool and Bournemouth about to agree is getting there right now. We all know that he has already said that he wants to come to Liverpool. And if you have to believe certain people, they already said that he the package for the club and the player has already been agreed. So we know he wants to come to Liverpool. The guy has been shaking his body for Liverpool. His boy, so Bosla, is a Liverpool. So he's not coming there to a place where he's going to be by himself. He's going to have friends. He's going to have like camaraderie already. So we know he wants to go to Liverpool. City tried and they haven't able to convince otherwise, because if it's 45 that they want, City have the money. They could go there and say, here's 45, take it. But he wants Liverpool, so that's why City hasn't made a full attempt to get him. Hasselborn said double inversion, normal position. So they will be inverting that the right back is going to end up on the left back, and the left back is going to end up on the right back. He said maybe they will swap sides. Exactly. Rose Selassie, big up yourself, man. Thank you for being here. He said, who wouldn't want to learn from one of the greatest managers of all time? Look at all the caliber of managers Guardiola has produced. That's true. Same thing with Alex Ferguson. I don't mind him going there and work. Yeah, we got you, Baz. We got you. Kabak say, I thought personal terms were already agreed, right? Yeah, personal terms already agreed. Like most, what do you call it? ITKs out there says that one is agreed. It's always been between Liverpool and Bournemouth. I think Liverpool wanted to pay 35. Bournemouth won somewhere between 45 to 50. So I think the closest they will get to 40. And I believe Liverpool offered 38. So maybe there's going to be an add-ons that will, allow Bournemouth to be like, okay, if realistic add-ons, right? Realistic add-ons like winning the league. It's not going to be like what Barca used to do to people like, oh, if he wins a Ballon d'Or, we will pay you this. No, it's going to be winning the league, scoring goals, giving assists, those type of realistic add-ons that he can achieve or amount of games that he plays, right? So, yeah, what do you guys think about this deal? I know it hasn't been announced yet, but I think this week, and I believe Baz said it too, by Wednesday, you guys going to be hearing a few announcements coming in with Kerkez. Yeah, same with Worst. The weekly wage structure and bonuses already settled. Yep. When it comes to, because the players, the fact that it is so public tells me that the clubs, the respective parent club, have allowed Liverpool to talk to the player or the player's agent. So that one we know, we are not out here tapping in players. So the wages, all that is not going to be a problem. It's always the conversation between the two clubs. That's where, at the end of the day, Bournemouth have to get the most money they can get from this player. This kid is going to be, he's on the verge of being a generational player, right? I don't think he's there yet. He reminds me of old school Robo, right? But coming to Liverpool can afford him to become that dude. He can be one of the top 5, top 10 left back in Europe. So getting him, and at this age, that means we're gonna keep him for another 7 years. Hopefully, no, knocking on wood, no injuries or no, crazy things, will happen where he can continue his football career. But I say, let's get the likes up. Yes, sir. Please, people, get the likes up. Yesterday, we broke so many records. We broke records in the sharing. We broke records in the subscription. I don't even think I can ever do that again, unless maybe I get to the thousands and thousands. Then I can make that record again. But right now, the amount of love you guys showed me yesterday, and myself and Baz, I don't know. I want to see, because right now, if everybody hit the like button, you will break the like record. That is all right now. If everybody right now hit the like button, you will break it. But I don't know how it's going to be. But at least let's get to 20 for 20 times Liverpool champion. Kerkez, just a matter of time. Yep, just a matter of time. You mean Teta? Yeah. Salas, is that who you talking about? You said Arteta is one of the best managers who worked under Pep? Mm-hmm. Big up, Scotty. Big up yourself, man. The pace on both left and right football will scare Premier League teams. That's why I want a striker, brother. That's why I want an out-and-out striker. I'm a big-time Isak fan. I want a player like Isak. And right now, there's no other player like Isak right now. Kerkez is doing it big in Portugal. But some of us already been burned by Núñez. Hence the reason why I am not too giddy on jumping on that Ekitike train. Maybe he will come to Liverpool and prove me wrong. Hey, you come to Liverpool and you prove me wrong, guess what? Liverpool wins anyway. I'm going to be eating that pie for days. But 1 year is not, I know sometimes certain players are so special that you can see that development coming from miles away. But, that position hasn't been that position for years. So he needs more time. Baz says 40-45 for him, I think. Maybe with the add-ons, it will push up to that amount. But I think Liverpool will let it go for 40 plus some add-ons. Kerkez versus Cunha, part 2. Liverpool versus United. Oh, man. Right now, I mean, do you talk about United? Yesterday, my brethren is a United fan. I'm like, brother, I don't talk to you no more. I don't need to talk to football between you and myself. Don't chat to me about football. Why should I look down? I need to look up. or look right here, right? I don't care who Man U gets. Man U can get whoever they want. You are not on our level. The best they can do is move from what, 15th to 10th? Yes, sir. Kabak, like a Divock or Rigi, I know what you're trying to do, Kabak. I know what you're trying to do. Trying to sucker me in. You're trying to. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Kwesi's breaking record like Mo Salah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You know, we are both from the same soil, so I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Thank you so much. People, hit the like button, please. Kerkez, then Verts, then Hato, then Alvarez. We need to talk about that. I'm a big Hato fan. I hope that we sign him, even if we get Kerkez. I think Hato is that dude. If people are saying that Leverkusen wants Kwanzaa, why not bring another young player who is on the verge to be big time, you know? Baz is saying 23 likes, man. People, come on. Let's do this, man. Let's do this for the culture. Come on, people. Hit the like button. That's all. Just click the like. You just quick click. And if you're on X, move real quick to YouTube and then click the like and come back to X. Or why don't you hit me up with a bunch of likes on X since you're watching anyway? Big up to Trigger TV. Big up yourself, man. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Scotty said Alvarez is one I want. Quality. A lot of people want Alvarez, man. I know what you're doing, Kabak. I know what you're doing. Hato, me too. Hato is that dude. I think he is that guy who on the left side, left-footed, replaced Virgil. And he can learn under the man. They play in the same country. I don't know if Hato is already in the national team yet, but this will be the place for him to propel him to be in the national team. So, yeah, give us options. Virgil cannot be playing all these games. We need Virgil to rest and Virgil to be ready for the big time game. So, yes, sir. Dustin is in the building. Well, go on, Dustin. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. So, yeah, people, this is the transfers. You're probably going to be hearing this a lot between today and this coming week about Kerkez. I think that deal is very, very, very close. I will say it's very, very close. Honesty is in the building. What are you saying? He said, I have the idea to Bayer Leverkusen have the idea to include Harvey or Jarrell in the deal for Florian Wirtz. There is no final decision on this yet, but talks are ongoing. That's what I said. Harvey and or Kwanzaa, I almost said Harvey or Elliott. Harvey or Kwanzaa have to agree to this. Personally, it's a no-brainer. You go into a place where you're going to be playing football, and I believe they are in the Champions League, right? So, bro, you will learn. You could go there for a year, 2 years, learn a different way, especially Elliott. Learn a different way in playing that position. You will be in the plane ticket to go into the World Cup. Elliott needs game time. And it's not that we want Wirtz. It's not about that. We have the money. We can get Wirtz regardless. But I care about Elliott and Kwanzaa, and I want them to play. White LeBron. Big up yourself. Curious, what happens Szoboszlai in the summer? He's not going anywhere. He's one of the recruiters for this gentleman on the screen. Szoboszlai is not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, Liverpool midfield is going to be very, very strong. Have you seen PSG's midfield? When they move somebody, the next person is still good. That's exactly what's going to happen. Because now, guess what? Szoboszlai can still play the 10. He can play the 8. He can play the 6. So imagine if, let's say, Szoboszlai don't even start and you have Wirtz starting. Szoboszlai coming in, you know the energy is not going to drop. Yes, he may not. And that could even help Szoboszlai to elevate his offensive game that we know he has. The problem is he doesn't do it often. So Wirtz coming in is going to elevate that trifecta of Szoboszlai, Gravenberg, and McAllister. So I'm very happy. It's not going to change anything. So boss like, bro, it's either sink or swim. And we know if he starts to swim, so Bosla he is that dude. I know people have not been happy with him for a long time, but the emergence of Wirtz is gonna make him better because guess what? If McAllister is not playing, you could play Szoboszlai. If Gravenberg is not playing, you could play Szoboszlai. If Wirtz is not playing, you could play Szoboszlai. Jones will have to step up because now you got 4 people in front of you. Endo is still in the mix. So, yeah, man, I'm very happy with that. Ali's in the building. Big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. Okay, he said Hato has 6 caps. Brother, best place for him is to be at Liverpool. Big up yourself. Rose saying, after what PSG last night and Man City did to them in the UCL final, I think we should make a play for Bastoni. I was happy with Bastoni in the league part of the Champions League, and maybe a couple of games in the knockout stages. But I'm sorry, against Barcelona and PSG, I haven't been impressed. And maybe it has to do with what the style of play they decided to play. That means when they open up, I see some deficiencies over there. Because the style that they play against Barcelona and PSG, that's not how they started the Champions League. They were very defensive. You saw how they basically nullified Arsenal. But is Bastoni good enough? Because we're going to be opening up. Is he going to be? That's my thing. Bastoni is a baller. He's a baller, but sometimes you have players who are good for specific style of play. Compared to, somebody like Virgil. Everybody always say, Virgil this, Virgil that. Virgil, you play counter-attack football, you play parking the bus, you play attacking football. He's that dude. Is Bastoni that? That's my question. What do you think, Ro? What do you think? If Gerald Kwanzaa leaves, do we bring back Nat Felix? We still have Nat Felix. Nat Dino is still in the books. Nah, he can't. PSG won the quad and they dismantled Inter. And again, Laturo is a bum. He never do anything in big games. I said that yesterday, remember? Hence, he got dropped for Alvarez at the World Cup. Yeah, but Argentina remembered the other final, so they were not going to do that. 430 subs, 55 on YouTube. Share the show, people. Tell a friend. Thank you, people. We just got an extra 5 subscribers, people. Thank you. Who subscribed? I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please hit the like button, man. We are almost there. 70 more. Let's go, people. Let's go. Bastoni stock dropped hard yesterday. Thank you. You see, this is the stuff where I tell people, be careful with these tacticals where they like to mention hype names that sound good, like, ooh, this person. And then you're watching the game, you'll be like, I heard a lot about this guy, but that's not what is happening. Bastoni, that's what I say. At the beginning of the season, he was doing well. He was killing it in Italy. I think they were number 1 for a while. But lately, Barcelona midfield went through him like hard knife through a butter. And yesterday, them hard-working PSG midfielders had him chasing ghosts. You see what I mean? I'm just saying, people. He said, I agree, Kwesi. Every time I watch Inter, Bastoni doesn't impress. I hear the name. I am not too there yet. He needs to show me more. Remember when we were linked with Cardona, LFC fans said he had one good season. Bro, you saw what he did to them yesterday. Man, I wish we got him in January, man. I wish we got him in January. This guy is going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem, and he's not going nowhere. DeMarco transfer value dropped so much that Inter will pay you to take it. Oh man, to be fair to him, he had an old man playing in front of him, so he gets exposed a lot when playing in European competition because of lack of legs. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true. But I'm just saying though, when they are, if Bastoni is in a team where they are structured, he's a beast. When they get sliced open, I mean, Thuram, a lot of people were hyping Thuram. Is Thuram that dude too? I'm just saying. Another hype names. Remember, I talk about these hype players or hype names that fans just like to mention it to make them sound like they know things. All right, I don't have to say more. Bastoni is a good player, but can you imagine VVD allowing his backline to fall apart like that? Yeah. Look how Virgil was exposed when Fabinho lost his legs. I don't think he was exposed. It was the highline. And yes, that it showed, but Virgil also that season, his legs was also gone. Let's be honest. I don't fully disagree with what you're saying. There was some exposure when that season. I mean, the whole team was exposed. Let's be honest. Even the manager, right? From the owners down, everybody was exposed. But when Virgil's on it and midfielders are not even playing well, you can't tell me he gets exposed a lot. But you are not fully wrong. I don't fully disagree with what you're saying. There is some true context to what you said. Honestly, bro, Thuram was in slow-mo. Darwin or Marcus Thuram? Good question. We don't talk about that season. Okay, I won't say that anymore. But since Honestly said it, why don't we move on to the next topic? I would need you guys to be part of this one. I can't do this one by myself. Let's talk about this. What do you guys think is going to happen to this brother here? What do you guys think is going to happen? I mean, a lot of us have come to terms that he needs to move on. I don't disagree in that. Darwin Nunez on certain future right now. What do you guys think? Actually, I think I have the perfect person to have this conversation with. Baz, I'm not throwing shot at you or your internet. But we have one of our day ones who's going to be joining us soon. This guy loves Liverpool through and through. And he will help me talk about this one because where is he going? The question is, where is he going? Is he going to go to Atletico Madrid? I think that would be a great place for him because Simone likes those type of players, those aggressive, hardworking players. He will find something for him to do in Atletico Madrid. I don't think he will be their number one, but he can, if Alvarez is not going anywhere, he could definitely help Alvarez on that. Now, there's also the option of him going to Saudi Arabia that a lot of you guys will love so that we can make as much money as possible. The question is, where is he going to go? Rumors are Ronaldo has changed his mind. He might end up staying in Al Nassr. So, I mean, big up to Kwesi. Kwesi Mark, how you doing? Big up yourself, man. He says, simply need to move on. We deserve better. Guys are ruthless. Others, he said, La Pantera at Madrid will cook. Even Salah is cooking for ATL, as ATL, Atletico Madrid. No, he needs a new beginning. Liverpool is not the place for him. Not that's what Arne Slot wants him to do. Where we going, we need people, or should I say a striker who knows how to score goals. This guy's work ethic is what we need. The problem is the final third or whatever he needs to do. That's what is not there. He's been there 3 years, and we're not seeing any progress in the goal output. Right? The manager said it. He said, "Yeah, he can miss goals, but what I won't allow him not to do is not put the effort." And we know Núñez. One thing that Anfield loved him, as most LFC fans love him, is the hard work that he put in. Right? But right now, Liverpool moving to a place where we need the hard work and we need the output. I mean, the end product. You see what I mean? I have started a buzzword of my own called dominance. We're going to be dominating. We can't have somebody who cannot have an end product, whether he's supposed to give assists or he's supposed to score goals. We need players that their end product has to be top notch. And if we don't, it's going to come back and bite us when the time comes, right? Look at when we play PSG. The final third was never there. And it's not just on him. Salah, final third wasn't there. Yes, sir. Big up to Liverpool 12, man. You guys know what this brother is. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Good to see you, brother. Long time no see.
I know.
Thank you for coming in. And this I had Baz here, and Baz internet did not cooperate with that, so Baz was like, "I'm gonna just end up in the chat."
Big up, Baz.
But this conversation, I think you are the right person to have this conversation.
I already see the guys on the page. Oh man, I told on Coppish. I said I was.
No, retiring. He's not our tie. So don't say that, Ali. You are being mean. Question. He said.
You know what's funny about that, Eric?
Go ahead.
I will address that. First off, Ty is ridiculous.
Man.
Everything is invincible. Second off, Ty's never worked for FIFA. He's never worked for U.S. Soccer. He's never been.
Yes, sir.
He's never played NCAA. He's never done any of the things I've done in my life. So, a lot of people talk, and that's what I think. Lately, I haven't been on my show in a couple of days, but I think that's one of the major reflections on it is that you're engaging with people that have a lot to say, and sometimes. A lot of them don't really understand the fact of I've been on various levels of this game.
Yeah.
And when it comes to speaking on a player that I might be able to connect with, or I have maybe some other different relation to some of these players.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Núñez is some type of friend of mine or something like that.
Yeah.
But more so it's a case where I always question sometimes people talk about loyalty. They want this loyalty from these players. Want loyalty from our players.
Yeah.
But yet the loyalty is such a thin line when it comes to fans. And that's one thing I say is that if you wear a red kit, I'm most likely going to be supportive of you. And that's something that is relative in my life. I did play D1 actually. I did play D1, but I also, yeah. That's what I just said. I played D1, but but more so, a lot of these players are, if you wear the red kit, I'm probably going to be supportive of you. It's just that simple. The same way, if you are a red supporter and you are a fellow red, I am going to have your back. If we get into an argument or there's some people online or whatever it is, the case is, chances are I'm going to stand up for my Reds, whether it is the players on the pitch or it's the fans that stand next to me.
Right.
Whether you choose to do the same, that's your world and that's your prerogative. But there are people out there like the reason why I even pay any mind or try or have befriended this man right here, Quasi, is because he's one of those brethren. He's someone that is going to have your back, that's going to stand with you, and is going to, and you might not always have the same opinions, but be able to come into some type of discourse and talk. There's often so many times that people want to cook others, and I'm not trying to cook anyone right now. I'm just trying to speak and talk.
Yes.
So let's have this conversation.
No, let's just have the conversation. I know people are here. I mean, what's the name? Ro is saying, as much as Núñez frustrates me, I did keep him. The striker market is not that great, bro. It's non-existent. Verts made Boniface and Shirk, I can't even say Chick, look elite. Maybe he will turn Núñez into good striker. It's the hope that killed you. I mean, again, you are not wrong. Boniface, that season they won, he was on smoke. He played very well. He played. I mean, people were like, he's better than Osimhen, and nah, he was not never that level. But I mean, 12 men.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Núñez or sell him. And today you can't be on the fence.
I can't be on the fence. I already got asked. I know. I was asked this question, and Cal asked me this question, and I honestly said this. I honestly said that I am hoping that Núñez gets to go to another club and progress with his have a fresh start, progress with his career, and keep it moving. Yeah. I am someone that I can say it again. I said it before. I'll say it again. I'm someone that has appreciated the fact that yes, there have been pitfalls. There have been some times where I've been disappointed, but where he hasn't really measured to the bar that we all ascertain towards for all red players.
Yeah.
But I know that he has given us moments. He has given us contributed to this team, and he is a Premier League title winner.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know that those things a lot of people don't want to give him credit for those things. A lot of people don't want to say those things, but I would sell Núñez at this point. I would, if I could keep him as a bench player or as an impact sub, I would.
Yeah.
Because I think that honestly, for anyone that says that he hasn't been that player, you're kidding yourself. You're wrapped in your emotions. You're not really analyzing the situation correctly. However, do I think that he is the answer, or he is in this slot system? Do I think that he is the answer? I do not, unfortunately, because the way that we play, the way that the system plays, it doesn't focus on a number 9. It doesn't focus on giving touches and getting production from our 9. People keep telling me all these different things about, let's put in Isak, or let's go and get Sesko, or let's go get this, let's go get what's the boy, the guy that does this in Portugal? Yes, Kerkez. They keep telling me all these different players. I personally would prefer to have Alvarez in the system because I think that he's the closest thing that probably fits the mold of what Slot wants. Okay, but Núñez is a different audible. He's a different variable, I guess you could say, more so in the equation, because he puts in a different piece of attacking that back line. But ultimately, you know what? I'm just it gets after a while. You're just I feel like I said before. I feel like Eric Murdoch. I feel like Daredevil having to represent for the Punisher. You know what I mean? After a while, you're like, I know you're going to do what you're going to do. You know what I mean? I can't do that anymore.
I mean, a lot of people like Fazzy. Shout out to Fazzy. Make sure you put your channel in the chat. He's bigging you up because he's also an Alvarez fan. I'm an Isak person. I don't know why you took shot at Isak in your comment earlier. I don't appreciate that.
No. I'm not saying that Isak is a tremendous talent, but Isak plays in a different system. That's all I'm saying. If Núñez was in Newcastle, his numbers would be better, I think.
You think so?
I think so, because you know why? Because their production isn't reliant upon their wings. How many goals did Gordon have this year?
None. I know he's gonna go. Sorry, I'm not a big fan.
5 goals or something like that, or 7 goals, something like that. Around 5, 7 goals, something like that. Right? The production doesn't come from their wings. It comes from their point man being Isak. So you're giving him service. You're actually trying to get the ball into their number 9. Haaland gets crazy attempts. He's able to be a poacher.
Yeah.
If you're
that's what I want Liverpool. That's what I want Liverpool to do. And that's why, even we all say that the striker position is extinct right now. There's literally 3 players that you could get.
Exactly.
I mean, Haaland is not going anywhere.
Right.
So yeah, I agree with you. The system, we need to change the system. That's why I don't want Gordon, because I'm tired of this forward. No, I need a winger to be a winger. Put the ball in, and that's why I love Gakpo. Yeah. I love Gakpo because we already have a winger already, and he can score goals. So I don't need another one.
Right.
Right.
That's
go
what
ahead.
I'm saying. That's all. I know. That's exactly what I was trying to get across. Because so often I have these conversations, and that's the things that people get wrapped up in emotions sometimes when you speak about things, and they don't want to talk about. Like you say, oh, you bring up stats. I'll be like, oh, we don't bring up stats, bring up eye test. So then I go to eye test, and they'll be like, oh, you can't go eye test. Let's talk about stats. It's never something to get into a real discourse and have a real conversation.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this particular position, not even about Núñez, okay, before people start going on about the tie stuff. It's not even about Núñez.
Yeah.
It's about if you're going to tell me that Lucho, Núñez, and Jota, or Jota, however you want to pronounce it, it's usually the J is pronounced H in Portuguese, but all the same. All right. Jota, if you want to pronounce it that way. And then even Chiesa. If you're going to tell me all 4 of those players are bad players, that's a conversation I would love to have, because I don't agree with that at all. Because none of those 4 players were able to take that role of number 9 and make it bang. You could say there was occasions when Lucho did it, and Lucho did it because of his work rate, because that's what he needed. And he's such an integral part of this team that said, okay, I'm not going to play at left wing, but I'm going to play because I want Cody to play, but I'm not going to have you sit the bench. I'll play you at the striker. That's how much this coach loves Lucho. Yeah. But then again, I'm also the person that's gone to bat for Lucho. I'm also the person that
we know them and them.
You know what I mean? I also was the person that had to take flack for Cody when people were telling me that Cody wasn't.
They wanted to kick him out.
Level. Yep. So it's like you have these conversations with the fan base, and you're kind of like it gets kind of repetitive, but it also gets a little bit frustrating, because most of the times they're not really speaking from a knowledgeable base.
It's just they heard somebody said it and they also jumping on it. But let me big up what's the name. Vaughn Johnson is in the building. Big up yourself, Dara Aziz. Yes, people, listen to what Fazzy say. Fazzy World knows best. He said, like, and subscribe. Oh, thank you so much. Let's say big up to Faz. Yes, sir. Bigging up people, man. Thank you so much for all the people in the building. And if you don't know, I say go to Liverpool 12 Man's channel. Hardworking man. He's one of the hard workers people in this business. Ale started trouble. He said, if Kwesi is saying Isak, then we get an Alvarez. Brother,
either one would be amazing.
Man, I'm just saying, I just need a striker. I don't want a forward. I just want this. That's why I wasn't tripping when Cunha went to Man U. Let him have him.
Do you think, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that Isak, when you see the amount of work, because look, you can say what you want about Núñez, say what you want about Lucho, but when you see them working in that number 9, one, they tend to be off center from the central position, but all the same, they still track back so deep into the back line. Sometimes I've seen Lucho play deep, like playing left back practice.
Yeah.
You know? Would you think that Isak is going to do those things, perform those duties and do those things?
Thank you. I'm glad that you asked that question. So allow me to spill my Isak propaganda.
Let's hear it.
The good thing about Isak is he can play the false 9, he could play the left, he could play the right. He dropped deep. If you watch Newcastle, he dropped deep. He doesn't do it that often, right? He doesn't do it like the way we play. I personally believe that Arne Slot is moving away from that style of play because there is only one Bobby Firmino.
Exactly.
Right? And I believe sometimes that's why a lot of people like the Alvarez, because Alvarez reminds people of Bobby Firmino. He runs, when he was at City, he did almost identical to what he did. The difference between Isak and Alvarez is Isak knows how to score a goal.
Okay.
You see what I mean? And if Liverpool, and I believe we are moving away from that style of play, that's because guess who we're trying to get? Wirtz. That means Wirtz will occupy that spot. You won't need a striker to be dropping that back. Case in point, when Liverpool played Arsenal at Anfield, Gakpo will burn the line and he will look on his right and nobody will be in the box. Because guess what? Lucho is all the way has been playing number 6, right?
Exactly.
Salah is on the other side of he's on the box at the end of the 18 box. And then Bradley is also trying to overlap Salah. Nobody is in the box. Moving forward, when you have somebody like Isak and Wirtz, minimum, you're going to have those 2 people in the box. When you have a winger, I don't care who the winger is, whether it's Salah or Gakpo or Diaz. When they look on their right or on their left, you're going to see the striker, an out-and-out striker, not the forward. An out-and-out striker in the box, and then the number 10 is going to be there. I was saying earlier, Wirtz coming in is going to propel Szoboszlai to start upping up his attacking game, which he has. He just don't do it for Liverpool for no apparent reason, right? When he's with Hungary, he plays like that. He's always
where are you playing? And that was a question I was going to ask then too, since you just raised that.
Yeah.
Where are you playing Dominic Szoboszlai? As in, like, or is Dominic Szoboszlai coming off the bench, or is he
at this point? He can play the 3 position in there, the numbers 10, 8, and 6. Szoboszlai can play all of them. He is great at one of them more than some of them. But you taking Wirtz off and bring Szoboszlai is not a drop-off. You taking McAllister off and bringing Szoboszlai off is not a drop-off. Bringing him in for Gravenberch is not a drop-off. So that now, instead of having 3 good players, you got 4 good players plus Jones.
Right, but then don't you? I think, and this is where I would this is why I asked those questions, because I also got a lot of stick for supporting or defending Dominic when he was going through a bad spell.
Yeah.
Where and what do you do with the position or a place where you do have now, possibly with the addition of a Wirtz, let's say, hypothetically, if he does come to his team, you'll have 4 bona fide players that should start.
That's the greatest headache any manager want.
I know, but it is still a decision that you have to make, and it's one that's got to be delicately made, because you have.
And if you're a great manager, you know what you do? You put it on the players.
Okay.
You put it on the players. If Szoboszlai, brother, if Szoboszlai raise up his attacking game, his final third outputs, I'm telling you, Arne Slot is going to have a terrible headache every single game. He will definitely change the formation, because we are so preview to that 4-3-3 style that we think that that's the only position in the football.
Or 4-2-3-1, you mean?
Or 4-2-3-1, because 4-2-3-1, that's what I'm saying. There's 3 midfielders there, that main midfielders there, that you could rotate those 3. And this is the thing. You don't have to play all your best players at once, because guess what? If they all get injured at once, you are in trouble. You need to have players who are coming off the bench best example, when Alisson got injured, who was the next person in? Kelleher. Was there a big drop-off? You need Alisson? That. When Alisson got injured and Kelleher took over, what was the propaganda that some people were saying that Alisson needs to be sold because Kelleher is what?
Oh, I know. Well, that's the same people that were saying that Trent Alexander-Arnold should be sold because Connor Bradley should be the starter.
Exactly.
You deal with this every time. Like, right. I'm having this conversation because I enjoy your football knowledge, and I also enjoy the fact that you might not, again, have the same opinion of me, but you'll also might enlighten me, might educate me on things that I might not know, or might bring out a point that maybe opens up a light into a corner of the room that I needed to see. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Somebody said leave the basement, brother.
Leave the basement.
Leroy's cousin. He said leave the
I don't know what that means.
No, but I get what
maybe I know why Leroy said. Leroy was on which one was he on? I think he was on Beijing Reds. That he's the Beijing Reds or Coppish. He was
Oh, okay.
He was going at me because he thinks that Núñez is a terrible player. He thinks that Cody is a stiff plank, he called him, and that he's not a good player as well, I guess. So Leroy, again, it's a case of you deal with a lot of the fan base anger and angst. I don't see why sometimes people find themselves to target their own as their, you know what I mean, as their oppositions in life. I mean, we have rivals for that, and someone trying to big up our team should not be your target. But to each is their own, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
to each their own. You'll never walk alone.
No, but that's my thing. The players, because we're gonna be playing a lot of games. That's the thing. Liverpool fans usually think that the best players we have right now, when you bring a new ones, you have to fit the best. No. You don't have to. You need to have a deep squad. We are trying to dominate. This is my new buzzword, 12 men. We are trying to dominate. So when Szoboszlai needs to take a rest, you have Wirtz, you have McAllister, you have Gravenberch, you got Curtis. And it should go around so that you can use them all. Because if you play Szoboszlai given 30 minutes and he's coming on for Wirtz, guess what? Whoever is defending him is going to have a long day to defend him after you deal with Wirtz. So it's up to the manager to do it well. And the great managers always do it well, right? They always do it well, because guess what? You're going to get tired.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
So are you saying that you want a team of Galacticos then?
No. Have you seen PSG's team?
Yes.
That's what I want. Hard-working, good, great players. The fact that Enrique has made Dembele track back, it's a whole revolution in itself. This is a player that didn't even want to leave the opposition 18 box. Now look at him. Ballon d'Or competitor. So we have a manager who is clear with his messaging. Hence the reason why Wirtz wants to come to Liverpool. So the players, Salah, Virgil already said it themselves. This guy told us exactly what he wants, and it was clear for day one. And, Baz and myself, we've been talking that managers like Pep and Klopp became calculus teachers when they left their former club, respectively. When they were there, they were so simple. And then when they come to Liverpool and City, and all of a sudden they're teaching biochemistry, right? You have to be so good, so genius to play their game. Now, managers like Enrique or even Hansi Flick or Slot, they made it simpler for the player to just follow certain instructions. And personally, Arne Slot is not even playing his philosophy yet. He's not there yet. So we're going to be, because if somebody say, why would you say that? I said, go back and watch the first 3 games he played against Arsenal, Porto, and Sevilla. And then watch the first 3 games we played in the Premier League until we lost to Forest. Then he's like, okay, let's go back to what you guys are used to. I'm just going to make it simple for you guys. And then we won the league. Right. So his philosophy is that beautiful football that the first question that I think you were on the show with myself, Baz, and we said we all want to see his first game. Why? Because that will tell us what his philosophy is going to be. And everybody came on every content creator show say, yes, I saw his philosophy from day one. We were bigging up a young Trey like we have just found the next Messi. Right. So I'm no Arne Slot. This is not how he wants to play. And who is the manager he's been bigging up lately? Enrique. After Enrique beat him, he has all his mindset has been focusing on how that manager is. So the players that we are getting, is important that we have a depth. I don't want 17 superstar because people are not going to be happy. This is a World Cup season, so people want to play. So you still need to have good players where they can make each other better. Like somebody said earlier, look what Wirtz did for Boniface, right? But you watch Boniface play for Nigeria and you want to smack the crap out of him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So we do need a quality player because guess what? I'm trying to dominate this thing here, not just the league, everything. So I'm very excited.
Did they just draw against Jamaica? I think, right?
Yes, I think.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah,
at least that was last.
That's why I keep telling people Nigeria jollof rice is never good enough. How did you draw with rice and peas, man? I'm just saying. Before we go, I had this argument. I'm about to start an argument.
We won our trophies without a strike. How far back? I know that you're young, Leroy. That's great, and that's fantastic. But
yeah,
do you really want to go there? You know what I mean? You know we have a history, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's silly. It's silly. Let me say this too. In Arizona,
before we go to the next. Before we go to the next topic, yesterday I started a beef trouble. Somebody say they heard big up to Coppish, Drifty that is. And Fuzzy, I need you to answer this. You know the show called Versus, right? Okay. I said Stevie G is an icon. The man, every game he did was almost legendary, right? But listen very carefully, Fuzzy, and everybody in the chat. When it comes to legendary moments, it's different from being legendary as a whole career. I'm talking about just moment. We're going to do a versus. Stevie G versus Origi. Think very wisely. Do not let the love of Stevie G mess to be like, Archie, you just be sacrilegious. Don't let the love of Stevie G makes you guys think that Kwesi is talking. I'm talking about legendary moments. Stevie G versus Origi. A versus. Do not tell me Origi does not have a catalog.
Origi has an incredible catalog.
Huh?
Enrique has an incredible catalog. Whether
when it comes to legendary moments, right?
Versus Everton, versus Champions League, Champions League finals.
Yes. You see, somebody said thumbs out. Rose said nothing beats Istanbul, but Origi also scored in the final.
Nothing beats Barcelona. By the way.
I'm talking about Origi has a catalog, people. People, think about this. Don't just have the love of Stevie G.
Really good. That's a good. That's thought-provoking.
I mean, Stevie G, yes, Olympiacos, that alone can surpass a lot of people. Champions League, yes. The next year he did it with West Ham. And then he's come off the bench, scores a hat-trick versus Napoli. I mean, Stevie G has catalogs, but Origi, though, I'm telling you, Origi asked Liverpool versus Everton, right? He made the manager got in trouble because he decided to run into the field to go hug his goalkeeper. Rose says, and Gerrard killed Ancelotti team, guys. Come on. Brother, we killed Messi. Corner kick quickly. That was not an easy goal to score, man. Leroy says Stevie G. Fuzzy, what are you saying? He said games, Origi, and legendary Stevie G. I'm just saying. People, think about this. Think about this. This does not mean Origi is better or at the same level as Stevie G. I will not make that kind of stupid quote. I'm just saying moments. Because Stevie G has Hollywood moments, like things that Hollywood can't even write. But you cannot tell me Origi does not have catalogs. And this guy says quality over. Big up to Playbook of Eli. Good to see you again. He's a quality over quantity. They both have quantity. And all the goals that they scored was very important.
I think, if anything, if you want to talk about quantity, if not quality and quantity, Steven Gerrard has had more time on the pitch to provide moments as opposed to the select number of opportunities that Divock Origi has had to do the same. Divock Origi is not a regular starter every game. If you're a regular starter, yeah, you're probably going to have opportunities to make memorable moments. I'm just looking at it from a
Shoot. I knew people would get stuck. You see, I got 12 men came and speak. He's out here doing research, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm just saying, I was told that what's the name? Drifty also had asked this question before. So if he has good question, good, great mind think alike. I haven't watched that show yet. Maybe I need to go watch that show so that I see what Drifty's context is. He said the Newcastle, Barcelona, Spurs sequence. Bro. Remember, Salah was knocked out. Origi had to step up. Fazzi just throw the towel. He says it's difficult. What is he saying? He said Alisson also has a lot of moments. Let's talk about that, Gracie. Alisson is my boy, right?
Yeah.
I mean Alisson's goal, it's Alisson, in terms of goalkeepers, he has more catalog than 85% of goalkeepers ever played the game. But I'm just saying, this one, I will let Alisson sit on the sideline for this one.
Well, I'll ask you this then. Now that we're talking, let's about some ones then. Who has more memorable moments? Ali or Kelleher? Ali, that goal alone, it shuts that. That's what I'm saying. 85%. That goal alone trumps 85%. Wow.
Kelleher. Somebody said Kelleher.
No, Kelleher, or I think I'm honest, Kelleher or Ali, considering Kelleher's got a game-winning goal in a penalty shootout for a cup.
Okay. But this is a part that you have to understand. Ali is the reason why we won the Champions League. And that was not even the final.
See, we touched the nerve. You get to talking about Ali. It's a whole
No.
Ali is Quasi's boy.
Listen, Ali won us the Champions League before we even qualified to the knockout stage. Do you guys remember? Before Origi did the Barcelona corner kick quickly, there was somebody like Alisson who saved a shot on goal versus Napoli. Remember? The game that we needed to win to qualify to the next stage. Who stepped up the last minute? If we had drew that game, we would have been in the Europa. We would have won the Europa instead of being in the Champions League final. Now that Alisson is on the deep. I know Kelleher, who Kelleher is. Respect to the man Kelleher.
I'm about to say, let's drop some respect on
respect to the dude Kelleher. Kelleher has won us some trophies. But
yes.
You know what I mean? Somebody said Origi or Bobby. That see, Napoli tops every Kelly's moment.
Bobby's got some memories too.
Alisson is a whole different kettle of fish. So let's move on.
I'm just trying to help the chat out. I know he definitely touched a couple of different souls with that Stevie G thing. So I wanted to flip it back on someone that is close to his heart.
Anyway, so people, before we get out of here, this thing is, who do you guys think is going to be the next name is going to come out this week besides Verts and Kerkez? Last week there was a big storm of a name by a guy, Ekitike. Everybody say Ekitike. Who do you guys think is gonna be the next name besides Verts and Kerkez? Because I know starting tomorrow, even tonight, starting midnight, you're gonna be hearing Liverpool is after this one. Liverpool is after this one. I know you heard the news. Kelleher is going to Brentford, right? Liverpool.
Is that confirmed now? Is that confirmed?
Yeah, Fabrizio confirmed it earlier. He said 80 million plus add-ons.
Good. I'm glad to see that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm very happy for him. He deserves it. And Baz also said we should put a buyback just in case if Mamashvili does not work out too well.
That's a good. That's a
very good plan. Yeah,
that's someone that's played in the game saying that. By the way, I like that. And yeah, Baz is someone that's played the game.
Yeah, he thinks forward, right?
Yes.
Kerkez, just to recap what we were saying on the show, Kerkez, it seems like there's an agreement very close, 40 million plus add-ons, because Bournemouth won 45 to 50. Liverpool want to pay 35, 38 max. So right now it seems like 40 million is the conversation where it's going to be with maybe some realistic add-ons. So I'm pretty sure by Wednesday, and that is something that Baz also said. He said by Wednesday we're gonna hear something on the Kerkez side or the Verse side. What's the name? But out of those two, who do you think will be the next name people is gonna start talking about? I hear people are saying Lukiba. Somebody say Ekitike still.
There's a name out there. I think
Simone is saying that he would like Lukiba if Kwanzaa goes to Leverkusen. Ro just mentioned a whole list of people. He said, let's see what he says. Adida, Cafu, Maldini, Shevchenko, Gattuso, Crespo, Nesta. He said, Gerrard embarrassed that team.
Yeah, but that team came back the next year and beat us. So,
you know what I mean? Come on, give Origi his flowers.
I remember.
No, you are not wrong. We definitely did not deserve to be on that field with that team, but you got to give Origi his flowers. You got
to give Stevie G his credit, and you got to give
Stevie G is iconic, right? The fact that I mentioned Origi and Stevie G already, I'm already blasphemous, right? I'm already. But
you're already,
I'm already, but I'm just saying.
You're gonna call for Stephen A right now.
and just to let people know, I don't buy players' jersey. I never buy a players with name on the Liverpool, jersey. But there was only one player I wanted to, and that was Stephen G. If I ever was to put a player's name on my jersey on a Liverpool kit, it would have been Stevie G. But at the same time, I'm just saying, Stevie is my dude. But somebody say Hincape, somebody say Inacio. What do you think? What do you think? I'm on the train of Isak. I'm on the train of Isak. What do you think? You going out?
Isak were to happen, I know you're trying to will that in. You're like trying to put that into the into the universe. I appreciate that. And if that happens, hey, more power to us for being able to get possibly the two most coveted players in world football today. And that's Isak and obviously Verts. But I honestly think that there's names I would like to see us get, but we're not going to. Obviously, I don't think I've been trying to will this Bastoni thing into
after what you saw yesterday, you still want Bastoni.
Yeah, I know. But what I am saying is that I think that Hato, I like that player a lot. I've been watching a little bit more of his film, been watching more of his getting more accustomed and suited to his game. I do see a trend in Dutch players being an emphasis by this team, and especially by this coach. And just because of the style and the versatility of the players that comes with those kinds of players. And a name out there that is intriguing me a little bit, and it's because of this Diaz news. I mean, if Diaz were to leave the team, which I don't want to see happen, by the way, I want us to sign Lucho to an extension. But if he were to leave the team and it would bring about some type of maybe a need for another player for that role, then I'm thinking of Nico. Nico Williams. I think it's a name out there that I haven't really been seeing. It's kind of fallen off a little bit by people talking about it and everything else. But I think that realistically, he's on a team that, is going to going to have a ceiling for him to advance in, and him at Liverpool could be an opportunity for him to, really blossom into this, pace merchant on our wing. And all of a sudden, we have absolute speed demons on both flanks, whether it's Kerkez, whether it be Frimpong, whether it end up being Nico. Even if you want to put Salah in that category, we would be a terror from our flanks.
Yeah,
and I think that would be something to be looked into.
Okay. Yeah, Nico, we talked about it last week when the whole Diaz thing came out. And Simon also he alluded to it, that he thinks that Diaz will go to Saudi. Personally, the Diaz situation, I think, is going to be based on Diaz. Liverpool will not push it, but if the money comes, Diaz will have to make the decision. And whatever decision Diaz will make, Liverpool will bless it. I think they will want to offer him a new contract. It won't be as much as Saudi Arabia, because let's be honest, Barcelona ain't got that kind of cash.
Yeah.
So let's just rule out the whole. If they get that cash, I'll be surprised. But if Diaz wants to go, I don't want him to go. But if he wants to go, Nico Williams will be, I think, the guy that Liverpool will start looking at. Why? Is because guess who's back working for Edwards again? Is it Julian Ward? That was one of his favorite players. He was trying to get him last season before he left. So Nico Williams, and I think Edwards and even Ward are very keen on Kudus.
That'd be a great deal.
It's
just that deal would be extremely expensive though. I mean, that's the only thing about it. Like, as in, do I see us spending 80 million or something like that? And don't get me twisted. I'm not out here trying to advocate for us to go out and get Nico Williams.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you an opinion. That's all.
So. Yeah. So I think, and as much as yes, all these names are nice, and we know Liverpool have money to sell, or even if they sell to buy, I don't want too many changes, man.
That's what really gets to me too.
Me and Baz talked about it yesterday. I don't want too many changes. This is literally we blowing up the whole team and rebuilding from scratch.
Absolutely. That is again, big up to Baz and big up to yourself for pointing that out. Something I've been pointing out is why, when I was on Beijing Reds and I was asking Pops and Barnes, they were trying to press me on who they went through. He went through the whole list. It was Chris Angel that was asking me actually at the time, but they went through the whole list of the roster asking me who because they're like, oh, you would probably keep everyone. I'm like, no, I wouldn't, but I wouldn't necessarily get rid of everyone. That's what seemingly everybody wants says. Oh, what did you just do last year? Oh, we won a Prem title. Okay, what are you gonna do next year? Sell the team? Like what? That's what I was like.
We are back to square one.
Yeah, I mean, you make adjustments and you make improvements, or you reinforce. I'm all about reinforcing and everything else. There are times, and there are some that could talk about, what did we do after we won that Champions League? Did we reinvest? And it's like, no, we didn't, but we did go on to eventually win a Prem title with that team. But all the same. Did we invest the way we should have or possibly could have? No, we didn't. No. And this year is certainly being with the fact of we are investing in players. We just talked about Kirk. You just talked about Kerkez. You just spoke on Frimpong. That's already got the kittens talking, hugging his dad saying, I play for your team, We're talking about Verts going through the door. That's 3 players already. And not just like 3 players to like maybe be like, support on the bench type.
No, they coming straight in.
Starting players that we're already talking about. So albeit we do have some outgoings in Trent Alexander-Arnold, but what I'm getting at is that you don't take a team and say, okay, I'm going to make. I think Crab had like 9 players exiting the team. That's a lot of players, Chris Angel had 7 players. That's still a lot of players, Like, tell me the last time you saw us really bring in 7, 8 players.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man, I totally agree with you with that. And I know people are still stuck in the old days of how FSG or club used to do business. Right now, things have changed. Day one, this manager said we have to assess. He spent a whole year assessing the players. And some of them you could tell they're going to move on. I mean, look at the tweets that they are even sending. Yeah, Simon, you said don't listen to Osteen and Joyce. The club is the one feeding them, but listen to what the players themselves are saying. Robo sent a tweet that looks like he's moving on.
Yeah.
Diaz sent a tweet that says that he's moving on. Núñez has been sending tweets for almost half of the season saying he's on his way out.
Yeah.
So that's like 3 players already. Then you look at the body language of somebody like Kwanzaa, and it's like this guy doesn't want to be here anymore. Elliot, he also sent a tweet that says that he wants to move on. There's a lot of players that you could tell body language wise or what they have said after the season says that they're going to move on. Already the defense, we needed 4 new players because if Kwanzaa and Gomez are gone, that's 2 new players. Trent is gone, that's another one, so that's 3. And then Kerkez is coming, that's 4. So that's a whole brand new backline. And then we're talking about the attack. And then the midfield. Some of you guys talking about Bastoni. Someone said, all that kind of stuff.
A dream. It's a dream of the old country, Italy. That's what it is. That's all it is.
You know what I mean? So we have to look at it that way. So, it's going to, I'm excited. I just want to see what's going to happen. And I'm glad that Liverpool have started the business early because, as much as today, as you can see, we did our best not to talk about versus transfer because it's just a repetitive thing that everybody keeps saying. Liverpool, Liverpool and Bayer Kusin are having a conversation on what the structure of the payment is going to be. Big up yourself, Indian Scouser. Thank you for coming.
Big up Indian Scouser in the house. Big up.
I mean, hit the like button, please. Subscribe.
Thailand in the house. Thailand in the house. Yes.
Kelleher is out, so we have Mamashvili coming in. So that's a whole new goalkeeper. But the worst thing is repetitive. If you guys are hooked on what social media is telling you, you just like to torture yourself and try to find something to get yourself upset. Nothing they're going to tell you is different. It's the same thing over and over and over. What's the name? Fabrizio hasn't said anything different from what he said on Wednesday. Same thing he's saying. Everything is going over and over and over again. Osteen hasn't even said anything since. He said they're still negotiating. Now the conversation is possible players going the other way. Right? So Verts unless there's a breakthrough, whether he's coming or he's not coming, it's the same thing. You don't need to worry about whether FSG is going to pay the money or not. They're not going to waste and embarrass themselves without paying the money. They have the money. Now it's just the structure of the money. If players are going the other way, are they going to factor that money into what the bill is? All that needs to be talked about. Does Elliot wants to go to Germany? Does Kwanzaa wants to go to Germany? All that is part of the whole big conversation. So don't just read somebody's tweet just so that it will make you upset or make you happy. Think about it yourself before you start making any decisions that will mess up your week. It's going to be a beautiful week. Enjoy it. We are 20 times champion. Do not associate yourself with peasants. There's no club out there that should be talking to you. There's no rival unless they're bigging up Liverpool. Why are you talking to rival fans? You know what I mean? So that's all I'm going to say on that. 12 man, if you have something to say.
No, you're spot on. You're spot on what you have to say. I mean, like 20 times is what I'm focused on. Certainly. Shoot, I'm looking at trying to make that 6 turn into a 7, actually, when it comes to Champions League. As well as turn this 20 into 21. I like dubs, but I mean, like now we can
7 and 21.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, guess what? 7 and 21 is lucky numbers. If you go to Las Vegas and you get 7 and 21, How many Carabao Cups Liverpool has? 10?
Yes.
So we need 11. 7-11.
7-11 is what you're looking at. Yeah.
We need 7, 11, and 21. Those are lucky numbers. If you are people who, I don't gamble. I just happen to.
If you're into numerology, how about that?
Numerology. If you are into numerology, 7, 11, and 21 are major numbers. So please, steady, do that. Instead of wasting your time listening to a bunch of people telling you what your club is doing, do some research on 7, 21, and 11, and you will be more happier. You'll be more excited for the next season coming.
It is interesting. It is interesting. Oh, not to, sorry to cut you.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it is interesting though. Like we do often have conversations like we just had before, and we have different suggestions as to what the club is supposed to be shaped like, what is supposed to be, what's the future of the club, what the current position or current evaluation of the club is, and it's very interesting because like sometimes you get into these conversations, especially with your own brethren, and so many of them think that like, I got into this argument about like these people, as you just saw Leroy Scouser saying that Cody's not a good player, these different things, and talking about how these players, I think Uncle Albert was saying this player and that player is a crap player, and I'm just like, oh, there's so many crap players, but do you see this number next to me? I saw it go from 19 to 20,
and I was saying
these crap players, quote unquote. So it's a funny conversation. I think that this organization, there's a lot of people out there that are going to be certainly need to do that walk of shame, like Game of Thrones style, when it comes to the to FSG and how they're conducting their business. Because if you're going to bring in a Florian Wirtz, you got to give them their flowers. If you're going to bring in, if you've brought in a McAllister at some incredible deal, a player that's well worth 80 to if not 100 million, in my opinion, for like some 30 some odd million pounds, that's incredible work, incredible movement of you to not only sell the team and sell the club, but also sell the vision of what we're going to be doing. If it's a matter of you have some of the other, you have a Gravenberg that so many people had given up on. So many people didn't even really give him a chance, but so many people had given up on him in the first year. And trust me, I keep receipts, so I understand. I know who you are.
I know all of them.
I know all of you. Same ones that are chirping off right now. I'm sitting there going like, do you want me to like pull out the receipts? But it's one of those cases where like, I think that the future of this team is bright. I'm hoping that we can build a dynasty, a dynasty with this team. It's something that I'm looking forward to. The future is bright. I looked at the era that we just moved out of, which was the top era. It was one of the best eras of football in my lifetime. And it's something that I hope that some of us start to understand and appreciate the ride, and also start supporting our fellow content creators like Kwasi Gold. You saw Fozzie, those of us that are trying to at least do the good fight and take our efforts and our attention towards our rivals and some of the neutrals, but mostly the rivals that try to throw shade on us rather than have to take shade from our own brethren. That hurts. That hurts because I'm out here doing the good work.
Do the Lord's work. And this is the thing, Simon. I know you trying to figure out, but this is the thing about Liverpool. Yesterday, Baz and myself were saying, this is the first season, or probably in my lifetime, that I realized that the players don't even know whether they're going to be there or not. There's only 3 players for sure that are staying. That's Alisson, Virgil, and Salah.
And Maka.
Everybody else,
Maka.
And Maka. Everybody else, big money comes in, it could be deuces. So that's what I'm saying. Don't waste your time trying to figure out what the manager is doing. That's exactly what Robo said. What Robo said right now, Virgil has been saying it since he signed his contract. Salah has been saying it since he signed his contract. The manager himself have slightly said the same thing. So I'm going to ask you guys again, when was the last time you saw Liverpool players and managers coming out talking about we're going to have a big summer?
Yeah, agreed. When has the captain said that? Because you know that the captain's getting a conversation from the coach and from the big wigs. You know he's getting a conversation from them. You know something's being sat down, and he can ask that question of, well, what's the future hold, and what are we going to do this summer?
Simon, read this. He didn't say he's not leaving, but if this is not also a bye-bye, I don't know what you can do this.
Okay, so yeah,
this is what Robo said.
But it's been a special time here. I love my time here. It's been 8 years. It's been 8 special years, and I've cherished every moment I've played in front of these fans, especially at Anfield. Today was special. That's
what Robo said. That's exactly what, basically the same thing Diaz also said.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, it's vague. It's vague, but if you read between the lines, bro, if he leaves or he stays, this message is crystal clear. So we're not going to speculate whether they're staying or not, but I'm just saying we're not going to tell you whether he's staying or not. You don't know that either. So we're not going to go back and forth with that. But like I said, nobody knows whether they're staying or going. This club have a plan moving forward for the next 5 to 10 years. And trust me, none of us know what's going on. What we know is there's going to be a lot going out and a lot coming in. Already before June, they already have 3 people coming in. And we know some going to leave. Don't even forget on the kids side of the things, right? The kids side are also going to leave. So we will let you guys deal with that. If you want to spend your whole week worrying about what Edwards and Hughes and Anislot is doing, brother, go ahead. If you get the answers, please just make sure you pass it along to your boy Kwesi Boso. I can also come up here and announce it to the masses. Okay, like Fazi said, nobody is safe, even when you are won the PL. When was the last time a club? This is usually what American sports does. Unless you are Steph Curry or LeBron, after the team is done, anybody can be traded. So for me, that's good because guess what? You better play well.
Wow.
Or you're gonna be next.
Wow.
So
Quasi.
I'm just saying. 12 men, remember when everybody said we need our club to be ruthless?
Yes.
Welcome to the penitentiary called ruthlessness.
Wow. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. I got
you. You know what I mean? That's how it is. But hey, 12 men, what you got coming back, man? I mean, what do you have coming this week on your show, on your channel?
We have the results of the fantasy football league that I had. We have also a season end, season of the team. Team of the season episode coming up. We have some, your same old rumor mill type shows, I guess could say, where we're going to address some of the things being spoken on. But primarily, it's been a case where I'm looking at trying to do a little bit more of maybe some taped content, so I don't have to get triggered by some of those out there. trying to say things out of line with the tie comment. I actually that's only like the second time or third time.
Yeah, don't worry about that. But yeah, man, thank you so much, 12 men, for coming in and blessing me with your presence. And for people who were here yesterday, and I said Baz is one of my day ones. This man right here is also one of them people that started this live channel. So big up to him, and please go to Liverpool 12 Men's channel and support him. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Football with Irishman, support him. Fazi is in the building. Fazi, make sure you put your thing in the chat. I don't associate myself with too many people who makes you excited, and then only the people who make sense. All right, we do it the right way. We don't make lies so that you guys will jump on us. And my channel is getting big, and somebody said, make sure you stay humble. People, I will stay humble. I will stay humble. But there's going to be signs, okay? There's going to be signs. So forgive me, I'm human. But big up to you guys, man. Thank you so very much for joining me for another edition. I appreciate you guys. Also, let's spread the rumor. Stevie G versus Origi, Cadlock, when it comes to legendary moments, okay? Let's spread that rumor. I heard, like I said, Drifty has started his. I'm starting mine. 12 man was trying to be slick by trying to pin me against Alisson versus Kelleher. But he said, stay humble, eh?
Stay humble. Yeah. Elaine, can I say this too, though?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Much like Origi, football without Quasi-Bold is nothing.
Don't say that. Don't say that. But go ahead. Go ahead. Don't say that. But go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you guys, man. That's what it's all about, man. We have a conversation, disagreement, and as you can see, 12 men came in throwing shots at what's his name, Isak, because he loved Alvarez, and I had to, I saw Fazzi also cheering him on, and I have to stick up for my boy Isak. You know what I mean? So that's how it's all about, respectful, and we have fun. It's all you do. We are champions. You don't need to stress people 20 times. Remember, I said,
act like you've been here before. Yeah, act like you've been here before.
Exactly. There's a reason why the rivals are quiet and they're trying to, they're trying so much to make you guys upset. Don't let them. Don't let them. Why are they speaking to you in the first place? The only people who could speak to you is probably PSG. Other than that, everybody shut your mouth. You know what I mean? But Crazy Ball, 12 men, and big up to Baz. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button.